Alright then everyone, welcome to the podcast. I got George here today.
Hello.
So yeah, first things first, I was talking to George once and he said we should start off with some random conversations instead of just set topics or news or whatever, so I've got something random to bring up. Ages ago, one of my teachers at college said, "Guys!" Because it was around the time when, you know, all the shit with Kevin Spacey about him being a nonce.
Oh, yeah.
He was saying, all this stuff has come out about Kevin Spacey. Can I still enjoy his movies? And then, and he said the same when the Michael Jackson documentary came out. He was like, all this stuff with Michael Jackson, can I still enjoy his music? And I think just because a famous person like Kevin Spacey's been in The Usual Suspects, Seven, American Beauty, Baby Driver, and he was in House of Cards, and he was in Advanced Warfare. So it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy those things. You can still enjoy Michael Jackson's music. You can still enjoy Kevin Spacey's films just because
of course, yeah.
Just because they've done questionable things, It can't stop you from loving their content. It's like what YouTubers... There's probably some YouTubers out there who've done awful things, but their content might be okay. You can still watch their content. You can still watch their good videos, You shouldn't feel worried or guilty that you're watching their things. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think that's true. Like, a lot of people moaning about the song in Joker, but that was sung by somebody who had done questionable things as well.
Mhm. But who was it sung by?
I can't remember who, but you could probably find it quite easily looking it up.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't stop you from watching the movie and enjoying it, does it?
Mhm. Exactly. So, next random thing I want to bring up. This is sort of news, but have you heard about the Fortnite person, Faze Jarvis, the 17-year-old guy?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Okay, so this is what the article says. Faze Jarvis lives in an 11.6 million pound mansion in Hollywood Hills, and his mansion looks absolutely fucking massive. But then then afterwards in the article it says something like he's got to move back to England now with his mom in their £1 million home. I mean, come on, what is happening here? To be honest, they're making it out to be like, oh, it's horrible. But, it's just like, what? He's still living in an £1 million home, I know it's probably just sarcasm from the writer of this article. And it's just facts that, is it really that bad for him? Because he's living, he's living in an £1 million home and his parents have probably got a few bob behind him, but still it's crazy. Apparently, this says right here, Jarvis has made an estimated 20k from his apology video. Can you believe it? £20,000 from his... Oh... He's fine, let's be real, he's going to be fine. I mean, should have he really been banned, or he...
Well, I found it quite funny that he's crying during it as well.
Yeah.
Because he's basically hacking the game, really, wasn't he?
I thought all he did was show a video of him, Oh, hold on. Guys, I'm so sorry, I forgot to, put in the mic. It probably doesn't make much difference for the audio, but, hold on, give me a sec. Alright then, back now. So yeah, Faze Jarvis. He, what's his name? Jarvis. It is Jarvis, isn't it? Let's get back on the article.
Jarvis, yeah.
Yeah, Jarvis has made 20k. I just can't believe it. I mean, it's nice that, this YouTube gig has been good for him and he's made loads of money and but his family are already loaded and I just feel like, do you really want to sit there? Oh yeah, and in his video he says, I've made thousands and thousands of videos. So I don't know if he means streams or if he's on about actual videos. He only has like...
It's probably not about actual videos when it comes to Fortnite.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only done 271 videos on his channel, so I have no idea what he means by thousands of videos.
Well, he's probably over exaggerating it isn't he?
Yeah, he did say he's worked on a video every day for ages. But, I mean, it's, you know, I respect these people who start a business and take all the risks. I know I want to try and make it big on YouTube, but this stuff, we're you know, podcasts and videos, we're not just doing shit for clicks, we're doing shit to, just for fun and hopefully get somewhere eventually. When people are just constantly playing Fortnite or FIFA or Minecraft and that's all they do on their channel, they don't branch out and do different things. Or like with Morgs copying Mr. Beast all the time, it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. You're not really branching out or being creative, you're just making the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again.
You are, aren't you?
I mean, to be honest, I can understand. I wouldn't want to do this. But if you're trying to climb up the YouTube ladder and get up there, I understand maybe making shit for clicks if you want to. But if you're already on the top, if you've already got £1 million in the bank, why are you still trying to make the same shit over and over again? I know it's probably greed, but still ridiculous.
I think starting dramas are a big thing, a big way at the moment to get bigger.
I think that's pathetic as well, though. To be fair,
it is, yeah, but it's just the way it works now.
But you don't really know what's real or false when it's that sort of shit.
No, you don't, do you?
You know, it all just seems like a lot of fake beef most of the time. I was gonna say though, what did you think of KSI vs Paul 2? That was it. Because obviously I talked on the last podcast about it with a couple of people. But what do you think? Because I've talked with it about you loads of times. So, was you happy that Logan got mugged?
I was happy about what happened.
Yeah, Logan just got mugged off. I can't believe he would have won if it wasn't for the 2 points being deducted. Because JJ just controlled the whole fight. It seemed.
We didn't he?
That's what it seemed like.
And Logan's excuse that after the fight.
Yeah, he sneezed 4 times or something.
Yeah, he sneezed 3 times and he could hear the cold in his voice.
I mean, it's absolutely stupid. They're just not accepting defeat. And JJ's turned down the rematch. He said, no chance of that.
No, nobody would want to Logan versus KSI 3. I mean, he would.
There's no point.
At this point.
On the last podcast, Matt, he said, how about KSI versus Jake Paul? But I don't really see the point in that because KSI just make Jake Paul look a fool. If Jake Paul is struggling against Deji, who was nothing compared to him, then he's going to get absolutely killed by KSI.
Yeah, well, that would be funny.
Yeah,
just didn't get pummeled by
you probably, you know, a lot of people would be happy about it, but I want to see some competitiveness. If you want to see Jake Paul getting pummeled, watch the video where he tried to do MMA. He just got wrecked. I was surprised he had no takedown defense, no jiu-jitsu, no stand-up. He just got mugged. I'm sure the fighter was quite good. He was fighting though, but it was just pathetic. It was weird. Anyway, another story. What do you think about that? Because we talked about this before. Not on the podcast though. What do you think about that car? The battery that failed in the police chase. The car battery. What was it? Electric car.
Yeah, the electric car battery died in it. In the middle of the police chase.
Yeah, I understand.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I understand. If you want an electric car in a regular car, that's fine. You know what I mean? If you want an electric car and it's just a normal car, but if you're the fucking police, you need the fastest shit going. You know, you can't be having shit where it goes and slowing down and being a failure and letting the criminals get away. I mean, it's pathetic. It's stupid.
It really is, isn't it?
Why are the police having electric cars? I think they must want the criminals to get away. Honestly, it's just pathetic. This was in California, so that's where it was.
If you look at in other countries, I can't think of what the place is called at the moment, but they have like sports cars as police cars. They have Bugattis and Lamborghinis.
That's really smart, to be fair. That's really smart.
Yeah,
because no one's outrunning them.
What the place is called.
Yeah, no one's outrunning them. And the good things about
they're
police having sports cars is that obviously the police are the police, but if a regular person has a sports car and outruns them, which it's unlikely, but if they did outrun them, they'd be able to spot them easily because not many people have sports cars, regular people. So, yeah. I mean, not proper sport cars. Obviously, some people have like lower level sport cars, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about
Dubai,
that?
that's it.
Pardon?
It's Dubai. It won't do cars like that.
Oh, okay, fair dues. Do you want to talk about Doctor Who then?
I do.
Right, what's
So,
the news?
so the other day, a image was dropped on their Twitter page saying, "Watch this space with a shadow of the 13th Doctor on there." So that's all. So that's really since I think around July when the picture dropped of the Juduna and Jodie's Doctor. This is the first time we've properly had something, except for leaks. And then a couple of days after, a little video was dropped, only a 13-second one, with a quite badly CGI TARDIS on there. But it gave us the date of the 23rd of November.
Uh-huh.
So people are guessing that that's when the trailer is going to be dropped. Being that the 23rd is Doctor Who's anniversary. So that's all that's dropped for the Doctor at the moment. But there has been leaks, as I said, of the Cybermen returning with a new look, and the Daleks returning, which were spotted on Glasgow Bridge.
Okay. So, yeah, I just want to say quickly though, I've watched 2 episodes of Doctor Who, the Christopher Eccleston episodes and Billy Piper, and it's actually pretty boss.
Yeah, the first 2.
Yeah, the first one, it is a little bit mental. Like, I knew Doctor Who was weird, but like, I was a bit like, what the hell's going on? I remember the plastic people from years and years ago, but then...
The Autons.
Huh?
The Autons are the plastic
Okay,
things.
the Autons or whatever. And then I liked Billy Piper's character introduction, you know, it was cool, she was just a regular person. Then Christopher Eccleston comes in and saves her, and he blows up the roof, and quite funny. It was the bit with Mickey was just fucking crazy. Like when the dumpster eats him. I was about to say, how did the dumpster eat him? But then I remembered, oh shit, the dumpster was plastic. So.
Yeah, do you know when he's in the car as the plastic version of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that become a giant meme on the Doctor pages.
Oh, cool.
And it still is now.
Faze, it's quite funny to be fair.
And so when Pizza Time came along, do you know that meme?
It's I don't know.
From Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, pizza time.
Yeah, well, when that came along, both those memes basically mixed together.
Fair enough. And then I was just thinking, how stupid is Billy Piper in this though? How can she not notice he's different? He's constantly acting like the Doctor, and he looks a bit different, you know. He looks really shiny. And then Christopher Eccleston comes in and pulls his head off, and then he melts in the TARDIS, and he's like, no.
And when in a restaurant as well.
Yeah.
And he has that big like panel.
Yeah.
As a hand.
Yeah.
And he's basically walking around headless.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And then she's like, "Oh, is he dead?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." And then they find him alive, and then it's that massive bowl of lava going. Rah, 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 rah. And then I found this bit a bit annoying though. Doctor Who, the first episode gets us. It probably gets a good 4 stars from me. Nearly solid, not quite there. But this bit annoyed me. The way the Doctor was just held, and he was like, "Oh, oh, by the plastic people. Then she came in, kicked one of them, and the little tube just rolled into the lava person's pit, and then it just killed the lava bloke, and then they ran off.
Yeah.
I did like the bit when he was like, "Oh, do you want to come with me then, Rose?" And she was like, "Oh, not really." And then didn't he come back again? And she was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And then he's like, "Anywhere you want." Then she decided to leave. And then the second episode probably gets a decent 4 stars. Just, I'm thinking either between low or decent 4 stars, because it was good, but I was a bit like, what the fuck's going on? Like with The Last Human, it was weird. Like I don't know.
You know, they went to the end of the world.
Yeah, 6 billion years in the future.
Yeah.
I love the thing though where they were all so distracted in their own personal drama that they missed the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like that was quite cool. How
about the last human?
What about her?
What did you think?
Fucking weird. At least she was the villain. At least it wasn't those, dodgy looking blokes, her droids, who were like a gift of good faith, a gift of peace for good faith, and all that shit. At least she was the actual villain. But
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but just wait until series 2. When you just wait.
I'm guessing The Last Human comes back.
I'm not going to say anything because...
But she got disintegrated anyway because they weren't spraying her, so I don't see how she would come back. But...
Well, just wait.
I'll wait. Might be quite funny. But yeah, so far I guess it's good. It's not my personally, I think it's a bit mental, but from seeing its uniqueness and all that shit, I don't even know if that's the word, but like seeing how, out of the ordinary it is, I understand the appeal, and from an unbiased view I'd say it's good, from a biased view I'd say it's fucking weird, but it's watchable, I'm invested, I can get through it,
Well, I think it picks up its pace on episode 6.
Yeah. I do like...
It really starts getting good.
Yeah, I do like the characters though. I do like the companionship between Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. I really do like that, to be fair. That's probably the best bit of the show. That's what's keeping me interested.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with me, I do like things grounded in reality, but I can, take an unbiased view and see things for what they are, and I can see that Doctor Who's good,
Of course, yeah.
But personally...
But I think the best is when it comes to David's era.
David Tennant, yeah, cool man.
Yeah.
He'll be quite... I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. So yeah, have you got anything else you want to say?
Well, Sword and Shield came out on the Switch. I think when we we're recording this 2 days ago, it come out.
Okay.
And it's an absolute hit, like one of the best Pokemon games that have come out.
Yeah, today's the Sunday, 17th of November. Yeah, so 2 days ago this came out.
I think the 15th it came out. If I'm right.
Mhm.
But it's been a really good game.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway. Next thing to go into is flying cars. How do you think they work, and would they work?
Well, what if you ran out of what would you use them if the flying fuel wise?
I've got no idea. I'm guessing it'd probably be a hovering thing. It'd probably be like propellers on the bottom, but that's quite dangerous. So.
Well, how about if it ran out of fuel?
Yeah, and then you just fall from the sky.
Yeah, you do. Look, there was a thing on on the Grand Tour. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's a police motorbike which could hover.
Okay.
And believe me, you really won't fall off it. I'll try and find it for you.
Mhm. I'll check it out later. Personally, I think, like, how would they keep everything in a straight line? Like, what if people are just flying all over the place trying to get shortcuts to places, and how would the parking even work? You know.
Yeah, well, it would be a pretty, like, hard thing to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd just all be manic.
I'll find that picture. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about this for a second.
Alright, yeah, put it in the chat.
Because you really want to fall off it.
Mhm.
Fuck. See if I can get it up. It should have gone through now. So finish it.
Mhm. Let's have a look. So this is the flying motor. Oh, bloody hell, that looks dangerous. That looks really dangerous.
I know you really want to fall off, would you?
Christ. Who even was doing the test for it?
So somebody in Dubai.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, Dubai police started training on flying motorbikes.
Mhm.
So you can definitely see why they've got these sports cars and things like that.
Mhm.
If they're using something like that.
Yeah. Mhm. But
So do you think that's a good idea?
no, I think it's dreadful. I just thought it'd be something funny to talk about. I think it's just absolute saffronous, to be fair. Alright then, do you want to move on to the next thing then?
Yeah, we can.
So, basically, I'm going to talk about car competitions and like truck competitions. The first bit of advice that I want to put out there for everyone who, you know, especially truck competitions, if you know, all that stuff, get Chrome Northwest. Go to Chrome Northwest Ltd. Now, this isn't paid promotion or anything, but not many people know about this for car shows. Basically, it's just this stuff that makes your car and your truck look really shiny. It's they're based up in Manchester, so just get their products. It's just what I've heard off someone that the stuff's really, really good, and people that use it usually win the competitions. So yeah, that's out the way. I just want to say a few funny stories about a truck competition. So I heard this one geezer, like, first off, it's mental, some of it, because they don't even sleep in the trucks. They camp outside. It can be in the pouring rain. They camp outside because they get judged on how neat the room up, the small room up at the top of the truck is. You know.
Oh yeah. I remember telling me about this as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So anyway, you know how truck drivers are only meant to. Now this is just a story that someone told me, but basically, truck drivers are only meant to work a certain amount of time. I'll just look it up quickly. Truck drivers, how long are they meant to work? Oh.
I think it's 50, 60 hours, isn't it? All around that.
Yeah. A limit of 9 hours of driving between daily rest periods, 10 hours of driving, but only twice in any 1 week. But anyway, because apparently the guy was still driving round, this geezer who won the truck competition, he'd been camping in the bloody pouring rain. He was working 65 hours technically and got paid for overtime, and he won 200 odd quid or 400 quid for winning the competition. and he'd been wet in the rain, and someone came in and said, "Hold on, mate, you've worked over your hours, so you have to pay a fine." And I thought, what the hell? But the thing is, that the reason why they have to do this is for the safety of people on the road. Because if a truck driver gets tired or isn't concentrating properly, they can crash and kill someone.
Of course, yeah.
So I understand them doing this, but he really shouldn't have. He shouldn't have been putting those hours in as hours of work. The truck driving competition or the truck competition.
I think they should have just let him win at that time, but gone to him after and said, "Look, you can't do this again. We'll let you off this time, but keep doing your normal hours and don't go on overtime."
Yeah. Absolutely right, to be fair. I don't know why they were that strict. But some people are just massive jobs worths, aren't they? They're just over the top with the rules. It's fine to be a bit serious with the rules, but over the top, it's like, no one got hurt in this situation. He was just doing a truck competition. It doesn't really matter. Do you want to talk about some of the car shows you've been to then, and like really good car shows?
Yeah, we can. A great one that I've gone to before is MG Live, which is at Silverstone.
How long ago was this?
What were you going to say, sorry?
How long ago was this MG Live?
I think it was last year now.
2018?
Yeah.
Let's go on some cheeky images and see what we've got. I've just looked it up. MG Live 2018. Man, that looks sick. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's pretty cool, to be fair. All these MGs. On the picture I'm looking at, there's this fat guy in shorts just looking at a blue MG, and then to the left of him, it's just loads of different cars. Quite cool. Just look up MG Live. I'll go on the video.
I just typed in I see the one you mean, yeah.
Yeah, MG Live Silverstone 2018. This is sick.
But it's a really good show to go to.
It's sick that a lot of these are still driving, Well, all of them are, obviously. Pretty sick that they've kept them in mint condition.
Look, I'm just looking down, there's an MG Metro.
Bloody hell, they're going fast, they're racing. Bloody hell, this is sick.
I watched a video of it then.
Yeah. Do you think they're good to drive, or do you think they're a bag of crap to drive?
Oh, they're good to drive. They're really nice to drive.
Bloody hell, how have they kept them this good? Crazy, man.
I think with a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Like, and you're allowed to go into the pits as well.
Yeah. What other car shows have you been to?
Well, there's one, a little one by us, which is quite nice to go to. Yeah. And that's at the Wagon and Horses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a quite a nice little one to go to.
What sort of cars are shown?
Oh, any cars can show up there.
Okay.
But I've just seen the picture. I need to send to you as well.
Okay.
MG. But there's loads of shows you can go to. Loads.
What's the worst one you've been to?
I don't think there is a worst one.
So usually you're just getting your money's worth when you go there, then?
Yeah, well, most of them are free, but a great one to go to is a chairman's run.
I'll look it up in a sec.
Which are basically have to follow a map around a place, and it starts off in Longbridge, where MG first was built.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I accidentally typed in the chairman's room. The chairman's run. It's just come up with a load of pictures of horses and alcohol.
Is it put MG the chairman's run?
MG. Here we go. Yeah, pretty sick. Looks alright.
But it's quite a nice little drive to do.
Yeah. T-rate, all these events it's popped up as. So you can just drive around the track then?
Well, it's not really a track. You give it a map, and you have to basically direct yourself and try not to get lost.
Does it cost a lot of money to do the chairman's run?
Well, it doesn't cost anything to do it.
But what if you crash the car?
Well, yeah, that's going to cost a bit if you crash the car.
How far do they usually drive on?
I think it was 80 miles last time.
80?
If I'm 80.
Bloody hell. Have you ever done it then? Or your family?
Yeah, we've done it twice.
Where did you drive to in the end?
I'm just looking on the MG forums, and our cars are on there. Well, our little grey MGs are on there.
Oh, sick.
I'll send you a link. Hang on.
Have you got much of
I didn't even know that.
Have you done up your MG much yet, or have you not done much to it?
Well, the grey one's basically done, isn't it? We're working on the other ones now.
What have you done to it? What have you done to do it up?
Well, we've basically restored them.
Oh, cool.
We do it like that. Like the one's getting worked on at the moment.
Yeah. How do you do them up though? Because I don't know much about it. Restoring them. How do you?
Well, yes. Well, we put the panel, so you have to check underneath the arches on the Fs.
Yeah.
That's where they seem to rot.
Yeah.
So if you put your hand underneath there, and you can feel it if it's going or not.
Mhm.
A lot with the red one, you can put your fingers like through the arch.
Ah, okay.
But, yeah. I'll just send that link as well. That's quite funny because I never even it was on there.
Mhm.
And that's on the forums. Okay.
So do you drive like 80 miles there, or is it like 40 miles there and 40 miles back, or?
I don't know how long it is.
Did it feel like a long time when you did it?
I think that took an hour and a half to get there.
Ah, okay. One last thing to ask then. Obviously, don't give a specific figure because that's too personal. But did it cost a lot to do up the MGs, or was it cheap, or?
It cost quite a bit to do it.
Do you reckon it was worth it?
The grey one I had, well, it has had money put into it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't add new panels, basically. But like the green one, that's having new back panels on it.
Sorry, it just lagged then. Because I had to restart the recording. So you say it's worth it then?
It is worth it, yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
I would say, did you have a look at the car that I sent on the
group chat? Yeah, I'll check it out now. Chairman's Weekend.
The blue one.
Let's scroll down. The dark blue or the light blue? Or is that black?
No, on the passenger page.
Oh. Oh, what the hell? What was that all about?
There's a car basically on two wheels.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Is this stunt driver?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But if you are onto the and you finish the form, yeah, you'll see as if you scroll down.
Okay.
You'll see a white one.
Yeah.
And then this one, there's a black one next to, and next to a blue one.
Mhm. What about it?
That's our one.
Oh, sick. That's the one
Yeah,
you did
so-
up then, or is that just your regular one?
That's the first one we've had. That's the one we've had for 10 years.
Oh, cool. Fair dues. What year was it then? It was made. I know you said you had it 10 years, but what year?
It's a 1997 made in February.
Oh, cool. Fair dues, man.
And then the green one's a 1996.
Mhm. Do you reckon these cars are built well then? Because they're able to look after them quite easily.
The ones are built nice,
Mhm.
but some things you have to get right on them, like these door gaps. You need to get right, and that'll take a bit of time sometimes.
Yeah. Fair dues.
But yeah, they're a lovely car to have a driving and things like that.
Fair dues, man. I think it's alright to end the podcast here then. Have you got anything else you want to say? Or?
I don't think I have.
Fair dues then. We'll end that one here. Have a good one. See ya.